Hello everyone, Kenny here with WatchReport.com, bringing another hands-on video review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Runwell 47mm made by Shinola. But before we get started, I just want to let everybody know Shinola was kind enough to send me their corporate packaging or their limited edition packaging. I'm not going to shoot any video on that because I don't want to give anybody the misunderstanding that your Runwell will show up in that nice packaging. So do me a favor, go ahead, click on the link to the article below, and you'll be able to see the pictures of their corporate or limited edition packaging. It's extremely nice, big box with magnetic flap. Comes with the book with a history of Shinola and how they create all their products. Very interesting, very well presented. And we'll leave it at that. So go ahead, click on the article, and you'll be able to see those pictures and check it out that way. So this is the packaging that your Runwell 47mm will come in. It is a hickory box that's handmade. Very nice presentation here, and you'll see the Shinola Detroit with the Argonite building is branded into the box there. And it's also going to have this cardboard slip that's over the box just to protect the box a little bit better. Every watch that's shipped out by Shinola comes with a handwritten letter from one of the reps from Shinola, which is extremely nice, and I think it gives it a very nice personal touch to the watch buying experience from Shinola. So let's go ahead. We'll take this cardboard slip off here. As you can see, very nice box. Like I said, handmade hickory box. See here. All right, so we'll open up the box here. And you can see the presentation. Alright. So here you have the Runwell 47mm, and also comes with a can of their leather care balm. This is really good because with the leather straps, you tend after a while to get them all scuffed up and just beat up from everyday wear and tear. So the leather care balm is a really nice added touch by Shinola just to help maintain and take care of your leather straps. So you can see everything's recessed in here. Pretty nice presentation. I dig it. Simple and clean. Adds a nice touch to the watch buying experience. So we'll take the Runwell out here. There we go. Close this up and we'll just get this out of the way. Alright guys, so here's the Runwell 47mm. I'll give you a brief video view of the watch before we start breaking it down here. There you go, you can see the case back. Alright, so the case measures in at a total of 47mm in width, has an overall lug-to-lug measurement of 51mm, and has an overall lug width of 30mm. The case to crown measurement is 50mm. So this watch is definitely, it's not an undersized watch at all. I have a 7-inch wrist. Fits on my wrist and takes up, the vast majority of the real estate on my wrist there. So it's definitely got a nice feel to it. So when you have this watch on, you're wearing it. It feels like you're wearing a nice quality timepiece. Definitely a very comfortable feel with the curved lugs here and fits your wrist very nicely. The watch comes with a double curved sapphire crystal. See if I can get you in a better focus here and we can show you the sapphire there. Nice touch with the sapphire crystal. You can see there's actually, let me grab a pointer here. There's 2 points where, well, there's one point where the top and the bottom of the case meets right here. But on the bottom half of the case, there's another point where this is kind of flat-edged right here, and then at this point right there, it curves down to where the case back meets. And it gives the case an overall nice, round, smooth feel to it. Definitely aesthetically pleasing. I think Shinola did a really good job with that. A lot of times, like, you'll just see the case come straight down to meet with the case back, and maybe have like a slight little rounded edge right here, but they go from this point, wrap it all the way back around. Gives it a nice rounded feel on the bottom of the case. Definitely a nice touch. Give you a better shot of the lugs here. See if we can. There we go. Stainless steel lugs. Alright, moving over to the crown here. You can see a coined edge on the crown with that Shinola lightning bolt. Very nice touch using the coin edge on the crown here, because the case being so smooth and so rounded, and then you bring in the coin edge here, it adds a little contrast and definitely a nice little added flavor to the case. I like it a lot. The crown is screw down. You can unscrew it here. Let me put this down. You can pull out to manipulate the time. Yeah, we'll screw it back in. We'll undo the strap here and we'll show you a better detailed look of the case back. Alright, so here's the case back. It's got the sapphire crystal stamp, the registered design, the water resistant up to 5 atmosphere, and the stainless steel stamp there. Everything on the back here is laser etched. Nice touch. Shinola is raised here with the lightning bolt is raised. Laser etched with the serial number. It's got the built in Detroit. USA movement with Swiss parts. And we'll get into that in a second. You can probably see a little bit better in detail of the curvature from the side of the case as it wraps around. Like I said, it just gives the case a nice aesthetically pleasing look and feel to it. Alright. So we'll get to the movement now. The movement of the Runwell 47mm is an Agronite 1069 quartz movement. It's constructed of 46 pieces. All the movement parts are, like it says right here, made in Switzerland. It's made by a company called Ronda AG, who has a really good reputation in the watch industry for their movement parts. Focus here. So all the parts are made in Switzerland, and they're shipped over to Detroit, and then Shinola's assembly line hand assembles all the movement in their Argonite factory. So the movement's actually constructed inside of their factory in Detroit, so they run with the built-in Detroit logo, as you can see it right here. So it's Swiss parts assembled in Detroit by the Shinola people themselves. We'll move on to the dial. The dial is extremely legible. You can see the Arabic numerals here. Has super lume, all within the numbers and everything. So definitely at night the lume pops on this very, very nicely. Very legible and very easy to read dial with the large numbers. I like the style of the hour and the minute hands here that they use with the thin metal stainless steel swords here. With the case being so large at 47mm and having such prominent and bold Arabic numbers on the dial, I think it's a really nice taste that they use the thin swords here, because anything larger than this would make the dial feel too bulky and too overwhelming. So it's definitely a nice feature that they ran with the thin hour and minute hands here. Under the 12 o'clock position, you can see it's got the Shinola lightning bolt, the Shinola name, the Argonite 1069, which is the movement of the watch, and Detroit right there. Above the 6 o'clock marker, you'll see the second hand. I'm going to try and focus in here. This is one of the nicer things that I liked about the dial. See if I can get this on a good angle here for you guys. The second sub-dial is actually recessed within inside of the dial, and as you can see, as that second hand spins around, that second hand is almost flush. It's raised just a little bit above the actual dial of the watch. So the sub-dial is recessed inside of the dial, and when you look at it, it almost looks as if it's just a fluid one layer, but it's actually recessed. And then you'll see, like in between the 60 and the 15 markers, the orange, and then the butt end of the second right here has got the orange spaded tip. Really nice touch by Shinola. I feel it adds a little bit of character to the ease of this dial being recessed in there like that. So you can see as that second hand ticks around, it's not even a millimeter. It's probably a quarter of a millimeter above the actual dial there. So Definitely something that I like really, really much with this with the dial of the Runwell. All right, so we'll move on to the straps. Straps are made out of Horween leather, hand stitched. Get you in a better focus here. There we go. So black Horween leather straps. You can see the Shinola stamp there. So the overall width of the leather straps are 3 millimeters. Definitely has a really, really nice feel to the leather. Good quality leather. Like I said, all hand stitched. Black leather with the white contrasted stitching. It's got the 10 adjustment holes there. Now the band is 24 millimeters at the lugs, and then it tapers off to 22 millimeters, and it's got the nice rounded tip right here. Reverse side of the leather, like I showed you earlier, it's got the Shinola stamp. Nice stitching. Stitching blends in with the tan on this side of the watch. It's got the white contrast on that side. Really nice. As you can see, it's got built in the United States with a Horween leather stamp on the 12 o'clock strap, on the buckle strap. So 24 millimeters here, consistent throughout. It's got one free moving loop. It's got the one pin loop. Nice stitching there to keep this down. So here's the buckle. It's got a total width of 28 millimeters. Buckle tongue, all stainless steel. Flip it over. It's got the Shinola lightning bolt right there in orange. Nice touch. Some people own these watches, don't even know that the lightning bolt is on the inside of the buckle there. So if you have one, check it out. It's definitely a nice little hidden feature of the Runwells or the watches that Shinola makes. Really nice band, good quality, fits well on the wrist, wears well. It's definitely one of those straps that'll hold up over time. You know, Horween leather. It's got the reputation in the industry of being the best, so it's definitely a nice added touch having that leather on the watch here. Alright. So here's the Runwell 47 millimeters, guys. In my opinion, you know, the price at $550 for this Runwell 47 millimeters, it's in the ballpark. For $550, I would prefer to see an automatic movement in here over the quartz movement that they're using. Is it asking for much? I don't think so. There's definitely automatic movements in this ballpark of $500. Will it happen in the future? I hope so. I think Shinola's definitely got a bright future in front of them. They got all the right people behind them. So hopefully Shinola will look to add the automatic movements into their watches in the near future here. You're getting the sapphire crystal, nice stainless steel case, nice leather band. The only other downfall that I personally see with this watch, let me put this on real quick, give me 1 second. Bring it back into focus here. Being 47 millimeters and with a 50 millimeter case to crown, over time, like I just find it as the crown pushes on my hand here, just when I'm walking or bending my wrist or anything like that. I like to wear my watch low on my wrist, so having the crown just pushing like that. Again, it's not Shinola's fault at all. It's just I have a 7-inch wrist, which I feel is a smaller end of the wrist widths. So having that crown push on my hand does after after a while, after a full day of wearing the watch, does get a little bit annoying to me. But again, definitely not Shinola's fault. Just with the overall case to crown width being at 50 millimeters is a little large in my opinion, but definitely not a hindering factor in purchasing this watch. Fits well. Like I said, 7-inch wrist, so you can see right there. Lug to lug, eats up my whole wrist. Watch fits nicely if you wear business attire to work every day with the dress shirts. Slides under the cuff of the watch very nicely. Not sure if I brought it up earlier, but the case height, overall height, is 13 millimeters. So we'll cover that here with the watch on my wrist. So definitely a comfortable watch, other than the fact of, you know, the crown pinning me in my hand right here. Again, that's just my position on the watch. Some people wear their watches up a little bit higher, so that doesn't happen. I just have the habit of wearing my watches low, so just one of the things with an overall case width of 50 millimeter, case to crown width. That being said, so we'll take this off. I'll give you one more spin of the watch. There you go. Definitely a nice timepiece. Like I said, the only thing I wish it has was the automatic movement, but you know, hopefully that will come in time with Shinola's future. Definitely a very extremely comfortable watch. I've had plenty of compliments on this watch, from casual wear to business wear. There you are, guys. The Runwell 47mm by Shinola.